The book that I chose for this assignment is Teaching with Love and Logic Taking Control of the Classroom by James Fay and Charles Fay. Um, the ideas within this book offer educators alternative ways to communicate with their students. The love and logic process includes sharing control and decision making, using empathy with consequences, and enhancing student self concept. The exercises within this book help teachers to orientate students towards being internalized in their disciplines rather than depending upon external controls, which results in easier classroom management and more quality teaching time. This book puts teachers back in control of their classroom. It raises the level of student responsibility, teaches students to think for themselves, and prepares them for the real world. The pillars of philosophy in this book are the enhancement of self concept, shared control, the consequences with empathy, and shared thinking. The overall basic idea is that people's self worth and desire for control are at play in most situations where a student is misbehaving in a classroom. So, therefore, valuing the student and showing them empathy, giving them options, and giving them time to think are a lot better than punishing them. The idea behind teaching with love and logic is that instead of having a discipline system of rules and punishments, teachers should address discipline issues on a basis of principles. Each instance should address each instance should be addressed uniquely. And this means that the kid is made to do a lot more of the work in resolving the issue and actually helps them to learn how to become problem solvers. And this is opposed to the teacher doing all of the work and thinking about how to appropriately fit the consequences to the specific instant. Um, I was particularly intrigued by the idea that consequences don't have to be implemented at the moment of the misbehavior, but instead a teacher can acknowledge the appropriate behavior and still inform the student that they will think about how to handle this and to let the student know of their decision at that time. The author also stresses the importance of giving students choices. And I really like the idea of informing the students what the teacher would do instead of trying to dictate what the student would do. So instead of telling the student, sit down, be quiet, you could say instead, we will begin the lesson when everyone is seated and quiet. And I believe that the love and logic approach fits my personal philosophy a lot better as it gives students much more control as over their environment and over their own behavior. The goal of this book is to educate students in making good decisions while preserving their self concept, while offloading work from teachers onto students. And I think this is also a great philosophy that can work in an online learning environment. This book teaches you how to rephrase students' requests in order to avoid confrontation. And it gives students, where applicable, showing empathy and making connections. Some quotes from the book that I think that I could apply to my personal classroom are, I will listen to you when you use a softer voice. It must feel frustrating to work hard and have points taken off for being late. I am available to hear complaints at 4. You can talk as long as you are quiet, and I believe in you and let me know if I can help.